I mix what I like, what I like, what I like, what I like, what I like. What's up, world? Welcome to another edition of I Mix What I Like. I Mix What I Like.org for more on this conversation and more. At I Mix What I Like for all your relevant social media. Again, I'm Jared Ball, happy to be your host. Joining us once again is the indefatigable, longtime revolutionary Pam Africa of the Move movement and longtime fighter for the imprisoned political prisoners, and specifically Mumia Abu-Jamal, about whom she has joined us to talk a little bit about this morning. Pam Africa, thank you very much for your work, and of course, again, for joining us here on the program.
Thank you. Want to move?
So if you would, we just talked a little bit last night, and you were updating me, and you wanted some help getting the word out. So we're going to do, of course, at I Mix What I Like, what we can to support your work. So give us the update on Mumia's condition and the legal struggles involved, the medical struggles involved, and then, of course, we'll talk a little bit about what you would like folks to do and support.
Okay. I want to start off by thanking you for, first, number one. But Mumia's health is one where it's declining. Last year, we almost lost Mumia twice, due to the prison mistreating him for hepatitis C. He had hepatitis C, and even today they're treating him knowingly that he had hepatitis C. They're treating him for a skin rash, with a drug called Otezla. If anyone's seen the commercial on TV, it tells you the side effects of this drug is loss of memory and suicidal tendencies and diarrhea. Several horrible things. It goes on and on. They're treating Mumia with this, and let me tell you, I was shocked to find out that Mumia was taking this Otezla drug. And after him explaining why, well, he didn't really have to explain why. All you have to do is understand the symptoms that Mumia is going through. Mumia has been itching severely, for over a year. And he had torn all his skin up. People had seen, the pictures of Mumia where he had gained weight, lost weight, his skin, looked like the skin around a chicken's neck. His ear was coming off from his face. We fought and fought until they actually started doing something for Mumia that caused this disease to slow up. Now it is starting back up, which is actually, killing Mumia, as we sit and talk. Mumia filed a lawsuit, to get the hepatitis C cure. And the reason, they get the hepatitis C cure. And in it, we found out in the lawsuit, when we went to court, we found out that the protocol for hepatitis C, we tried, for 6 months to get the prison protocol on hepatitis C, and they refused to give it to us. A judge forced the Department of Correction to give us the protocol. The protocol is this, that in order to get the hepatitis C cure, which is available now, you have to be bleeding from the vessels in your chest, the veins in your chest. You have got to have bleeding from the esophagus, and your liver has got to be mostly contained with cirrhosis of the liver.
Right.
You have to be just about 60% of your liver has got to be that way before they put you on a list to get the actual cure. The judge was horrified by this. We knew it was horrible, the protocol, but we, didn't have any proof. But when the proof came out in the courtroom, the judge later made a decision that affects and helps people throughout the United States in every prison. He said that protocol was unconstitutional, because you have to be tortured and you have to be darn near dead in order to get the actual cure. Mumia's liver last December had already started hardening. Right now, Mumia is suffering from diarrhea that he had for almost 2 months now. His skin is beginning to change as well. what we're asking people to do, because it's clear, it's evident that this government, the Department of Correction, along with the governor of Pennsylvania, should be charged with a conspiracy to commit premeditated murder and abuse of power, because they're refusing to give Mumia this cure and the 6,000 other inmates in the prisons in Pennsylvania. We also found out that 46,000 people in the in the city of Philadelphia, not the state of Pennsylvania, in the city of Philadelphia, had active hepatitis C and cannot also get the cure. They begin to give the cure to some people in the prison within the last year, and since they started giving the cure out, 5 people have been treated for hepatitis C. And one of the most famous cases in New York, upstate New York, is a political prisoner by the name of Seth Hayes. And he was darn near dead. We were all praying for his life. They finally gave him the hepatitis C cure. But what has happened, and because they allowed it to go so long, he has several other diseases, and that is causing his life to be an unbearable one while he's still on this level. What we need people to do is to, number one, give us a call at 267-760-7344, and the line be busy a lot. And but there's a number that you can leave leave a text message to get in contact with us, and to aid in what it is that we're doing. We're planning on filing the murder charges, the premeditated murder charges, and abuse of power, and to the government here, the city and the state government, because knowingly, and they're trying to force us to sit back and accept the fact that they are not only killing Mumia in the prison, but several other inmates. There are inmates in the prison whose conditions is far worse than Mumia. But Mumia filed a lawsuit which exposed everything that was going on. There is another lawsuit with other prisoners, inmates, that haven't got as far as this one has. But this constitutional violation that the judge is saying, is a good move for all the inmates inside the prison and the people on the outside as well. So, we want people to get in contact with us on December the 9th and leading up to it. Get in contact with us so that you can get the information and also that you can educate people around you. And join with us on December the 9th. This is the night that they tried to kill Mumia, December the 9th, 1981, when they failed to kill Mumia, and they framed him, put him in jail for 30 years. He sat on death row, and, they desperately, darn near every president in the United States and governor was a part of trying to kill Mumia. But when we say ain't no power like the power of the people, when the power of the people don't stop, we forced them to back off the death warrant, and under a constitutional violation, which they should have let Mumia go because there were several, they gave Mumia life in prison without the possibility of parole. We knew then that the intent was to try to kill Mumia. We didn't know how it was going to come, but it's coming in this form of medical neglect and a clear-cut conspiracy to commit premeditated murder.
So just to be clear, Sister Pam, so folks listening and seeing this will understand what to do. So we're gonna provide that number that you made available for people to call to get in touch with you and your crew to support your work and get caught up with the information. And then you're asking for people again to come up to Philadelphia or come down or come over or come out to Philly on Friday, December 9th, and more information will be made available about that event or that day's events, where and when.
It'll be in Philadelphia, and we'll be starting at the Rizzo statue The other place that, we're going to march from 3 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock we're having a indoor event. And the exact place for that indoor event is sort of up in the air right now, but there will be an indoor event. And, I'll come back and, give more detailed information on what it is that we're doing. But we're asking people, to go to our sites, the campaign to free Mumia, go to prisonradio.com.
.org, prisonradio.org.
Okay, I'm so right. Thank you. .org, and get the information and educate people about what is happening to us, because this protocol that they have in the prison is darn near the same protocol that they have on the street. And thanks to Mumia, we do have at this point, and this is the president's setting, where a judge has stated that the protocol for inside and outside the prison is one that is unconstitutional, and we must push that and fight that. And the cure is to educate people about hepatitis C, because if you looked at the map of the United States and hepatitis C, the person standing next to you suddenly have hepatitis C and don't know it, because you have to take a special blood test. Babies that are born and have this liver problem where, they have to give them a transplant, and others, it comes from, this started in 1946, and this, the hepatitis C, but it's been blown to as an epidemic. So we must educate ourselves and not only work on saving the life of Mumia, but ourselves as well. And we do have this tool where it is clearly stated that it is unconstitutional for them not to give the people the pill. And we must make this a reality other than just words.
Well, Sister Pam Africa, we greatly appreciate, again, your work and your willingness to help us keep informed and to help spread the word, to get others informed. So again, we will post the number and encourage people to be in touch with you and the websites as well, and then encourage folks again to be out there in Philly 3 o'clock at the Rizzo statue Friday, December 9th, and we will update folks when you have more information for us about that day. So Sister Pam Africa, again, thank you very much for this update, and again, that tireless work.
On the move, and thank you.
I mix what I like.